I got hacked on Facebook, and my 323,000 follower account has been stolen. Um, it was a scam that I fell for. It was just someone posing as a manager of this woman called Kim Gravel. She was like a QVC TV host that now has like a lifestyle podcast thing on Facebook, and they were just posing as her manager, setting up a podcast interview just about the highs and lows of content creation. Turned out it was a scammer. Um, yeah, I can't believe that I was duped by a scam, but it was all seemed legitimate, all seemed above board. I was booked in for the 29th to go on this podcast. All that was left, there was lots of back and forth, days and days of back and forth on the email. Um, Only thing left was just to do a Zoom call with the manager, which was booked in for yesterday, just to go over the finer details, um, any questions that were going to be asked in the podcast. And I rocked up to the Zoom call, and they were just like, "Oh, we're going to co-host the Facebook event so that your followers and her followers will like come together as one to increase the reach and stuff." I thought, yeah, okay, cool, makes sense. They'll have you done an event on Facebook, a live event on Facebook in the last 90 days, which I hadn't done one in about 2 years. So they were like, "Oh, okay, you just need to change some settings in your business end of your Facebook," which is just where all the kind of settings are, just to enable the create event function again. All sounded legit and above board. I wasn't sharing my screen or anything. I didn't click any links or anything. I just changed some settings and then came off the Zoom call. And next thing you know, there's a random email which was sultanbmlink@gmail.com. So look out for that. Was all of a sudden an administrator on my Facebook page. Next thing I know, myself and all my admins have been locked out. Then the page was stripped of all of its content, and then the name changed to FR News Today, something like that. And yeah, before I knew it, the page was gone. The Facebook support mechanisms are awful. I've tried all sorts of links and help functions, but they're all either broken links or they're cyclical, and you just go around in a circle. There's no chat bot, there's no support number, there's nothing. Considering, it's a creator page with over 300,000 followers, you'd think that there'd be a way to chat to someone, but everything seems to have been in vain. Before I lost control entirely of the page, I did cotton on to the fact that, okay, yeah, I've fucked up here and this has been hacked. And I put out a post saying I've been hacked, ignore anything that is said, blah, blah, blah. And I think that allowed some people to report the page, which is great, because basically what has happened is that the page, I've been following the page as in like what it's been doing. So I have the page ID, they can change the name all they want. The page ID is unique to the page at the moment it was created. And the page is gone completely. And I've spoken to a few people that have been hacked previously, and in their experience, Facebook took the page down because of suspicious activity, and then backdated everything, kicked out the hacker or whatever, and then reinstated the page and the content, etc., which is what I'm got my fingers crossed for. But you just don't know with these sort of things, I may never get it back, which will obviously be devastating because we put a lot of hard work into that page to grow it. But yeah, I just I feel like they caught me at an opportunistic time because for those of you that don't know, I've handed my notice in to my place of work, and I'm going to be setting up my own video production company, more specifically kind of tailored to creating commercial video for companies. And so obviously that's very scary. I'm going out into the big bad world on my own again. And so there was a part of me that thought, while you're building up this business, Facebook and YouTube and Patreon revenues can really help, keep you afloat, keep me afloat while I'm building this business. And now potentially, Facebook, which is my biggest platform, is gone. So yeah, obviously a very harsh lesson learned. Don't trust anything. Honestly, guys, I just didn't see the warning signs. I just didn't. Seemed like a legitimate email address. All seemed very professional. Yeah. And then next thing I know, well, not even next thing I know, like 2 weeks later, after back and forth, we booked a date, 29th of March, to do this podcast and stuff. I looked into her, I looked into the page and stuff. Everything was like all above board. So obviously they're just, posing as this woman's manager. I have reached out to her on LinkedIn. I managed to connect on there, so I sent her a DM. Well, it probably looked dodgy, to be fair. Like, oh, hi, I'm a random guy that you have never heard of. I got scammed because someone pretended to be your manager. I was just saying, like, if there's anything you can do, if you have a connection at Facebook, then please help. But if you can't, I just want you to know that there are people out there using, like, your platform to scam people. But yeah, it's absolutely guttering. I've gone through all the emotions in the last 24 hours. But I've come out, I say I come out the other side, it's only been 24 hours, but like, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic, that this will be resolved. But who knows? It's tough. I had a couple of days off because I'd already pre-booked this time off just to chill before I handed my notice in. So I thought I'd take a couple of days, and it's just turned into an absolute nightmare, which sucks. So yeah, I got hacked, which, like I say, just got to learn from it, come out of it the other side stronger and wiser. And they're obviously getting more and more clever with what they're doing. I don't know, or maybe I'm just an idiot and not as smart as I thought I was, and I just got duped. But it's a tough one. But it is what it is. Obviously frozen my bank card and done all malware and all the antivirus and all that sort of stuff. Like, I've done all those, and that's all fine. So I think that, they just got what they wanted. They got the page, and yeah, I've reported it to, like, there's this like action fraud thing, which I think is linked to the police, giving them all the evidence and stuff and the email addresses and that. I mean, whether that goes anywhere, but I just don't want this to happen to anyone else. Yeah, if I don't know if there's any creators out there or whatever, if you get someone approaches you pretending to be the manager of a podcast, and they ask you to change some settings, even though, to be fair, it made sense, because I do know that Facebook did change a load of shit about their live events and going live on Facebook. So and I couldn't actually see a way to create an event again like I could years ago. So I was like, oh yeah, they must have just deactivated that feature, and maybe it was. I watched, and obviously I don't know if this is true or not. I watched another video yesterday of a guy that this happened to, the exact same thing, and he seems to think that this was a year ago. He seems to think that there might be, allegedly, people on the inside of Meta that are enabling this to happen and like working hand in hand with the scammers, because it does seem like a weird inside job. I didn't send any links out or anything. I didn't click anything. I just fucking changed some settings, and then all of a sudden this person was able to infiltrate the business end of my Facebook. Or Facebook have changed stuff and they've left a massive loophole somewhere. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, these things happen. Just got to learn from them. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know. There's not going to be a podcast this week. I'm sorry. I'm just not feeling sitting down and doing a pod. I was editing the investigation this week, and then obviously this just derailed that. I'm about 40 minutes. There's about 40 minutes of the investigation done, but yeah, this kind of derailed that. So I'm really sorry, but I'll be back as soon as I can. But yeah, bit of a shitter, but I'm still optimistic and excited to start this new business. See how that goes. We'll be documenting all that over on the Patreon and stuff. So that's cool. Gonna be doing more shirts. Gonna get this design out there very soon. The Damnation design. But yeah, it's just a shitter, man. But chin up, and we move forward. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you very soon.